How's it going today, folks? My name's Jason, and today I am making crepes with einkorn wheat berries, freshly milled, of course. So I got these einkorn wheat berries, ancient, that's on the label, from Breadtopia. So I started making a loaf of bread, just a pure einkorn loaf with it, and I noticed as I was grinding that the flour was not like what I was typically used to with whole wheat berries. So it seemed like there's less bran in there, so it really looks more like an all-purpose flour. So I was kind of intrigued by that. So while I'm fermenting the loaf of bread that's 100% einkorn, I decided to do a little test with a crepe recipe, which I'm using the one from Michael Ruhlman's Ratio. I'll leave a link to that, as well as the wheat berries in the description box. And with the bread dough, it's turning out kind of weird. I'll be posting a video about that later on. So I'm not sure how the bread's gonna turn out. But just from the way the flour was moving, I decided to make a crepe batter. So I used one egg, which turned out to be 60 grams. And then, so the ratio is half the weight of the egg in flour, and then the same amount in whatever liquid that you're gonna use. So I used milk, so that was 60 grams of that, and then 30 grams of the einkorn flour. Ground it up on the finest setting on my coma meal, and then mixed it up, let it rest for about 20 minutes, and then that was enough for basically like 2 crepes. So made for like a nice impromptu dinner for me. So I'm adding the egg, weighing that out so I can get my measurements proper. This one was about 60 grams. And then I'm going to tear out my scale and then weigh out my grains. So I'm doing half the amount of eggs, which is going to be about 30 grams. And again, these are einkorn berries from Breadtopia. Go ahead and just grind those like straight into the egg. And I didn't even mix up the egg that much. And I know you're supposed to do like wet into dry, but I don't think it really matters. And I was looking for not a whole lot of cleanup on this one. It was just a quick impromptu idea. So just right onto the egg, and then of course a little salt for seasoning, and then not really worrying about how much sugar, just enough for just a little bit of sweetness. And then 60 grams of milk to match the egg. And I always use whole milk, but you do you, use what you like. And just give it a good mix. That was a little bit of vanilla extract that I added there. And then into a hot pan. I'll leave a link to this pan. I really like it. Can't remember the name of it offhand, but it's a carbon steel pan. It's a little lighter than cast iron and a little bigger than my normal cast iron. So this is enough batter just for 2 crepes. You can see the second one doesn't really fill up the pan, but that doesn't really matter because it's still delicious. Just give it a little swirl there. It doesn't quite make it all the way across. But again, I was just going off of 1 egg, and probably could have made the batter a little bit looser, so I could add a little bit more milk if I wanted to. But it still turned out really well. And then just did a little egg scramble to put on the crepes, to roll up in there, and along with some cheese, which I got so excited about eating these I didn't really show that. And so they turned out absolutely delicious. They look amazing, and the flavor was great. I'm probably going to be using einkorn. It's like more expensive, than a lot of wheat berries, but I really like the texture of it, so I'm going to probably be using it as like a dusting flour, or in like baking recipes that call for all-purpose flour, because I just like the way it handles. So if you'd like to see more of those, or if you have any recipes that you'd like me to try with einkorn berries, just leave that in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button so you can see when I come out with those videos, and I'll see you next time.